Andrew, Kirby said this last week was kind of the first time you've really been able to push off your ankle comfortably. Just how did you feel physically out there? Do you feel like you're close to 100% again?
Yeah, I felt pretty good, and I think I played pretty well, so I think I'm going to come back fine.
How tough is it getting injured? I mean, you go through all preseason camp, you put in all the hours, you come out playing a big South Carolina game, and I know you got to play half of it, but then going down, how frustrating is that second game?
It's pretty frustrating, but I mean, I just continue to work hard and support my teammates, and now I'm back, so I'm good.
How do you think Cade did in your absence?
Did pretty well. Playing at both spots, left tackle and now playing at right guard, he's been doing pretty well.
Kirby talked about wearing down opponents. How can you tell when you're starting to wear down the defense? What are the telltale signs for you?
You can I can just tell by the way they come off the ball. They start to fatigue and they get slower. And from the first quarter to the fourth quarter, you can just tell the difference.
How do you feel like the rhythm of the offensive line overall is progressing this season that you've had to deal with injuries?
I think we have a lot of guys that can play and a lot of guys that can contribute. But like, as far as the game, we have to start a little bit faster. It takes us too long to get started.
Andrew, Kirby said pass protection is something y'all want to focus on and get better at. How did you feel about your personal pass protection coming back, and just what do y'all need to do better as a unit?
I mean, I think I did okay. I could definitely be better, and just as a unit, we just have to work on a lot of technical things to get better.
What do you attribute those slow starts to? The Missouri game and this last game.
It's just execution. Just making sure that we're on the right mic points. We're going to the right backers, stuff like that.
When Justin Fields comes in, what kind of energy does he bring to the offense?
I wouldn't say it's a different energy from Jake, but I mean, obviously he can run the ball, and that's the aspect that he brings when he comes on the field.
Andrew, Coach Pittman seems to have a pretty positive vibe. What's he like on the day when you guys get 3 sacks? Is he the same guy, or is he going to get on you guys?
Coach Pitt, he's going to get on us regardless. I mean, even if we're doing really well, it's always something that he finds that he wants to improve on. So it's going to be like that regardless of how we play.
What's the key to winning these one-on-one matchups? We're talking in regard to pass protection. Kirby again mentioned that a while ago. So you forward to that. What is the key to doing that to be successful?
Well, for pass protection, I think it's mostly technical things like just the technique, understanding the hands and stuff like that.
Did you guys review film already from Saturday together, or?
We have, but we'll do that today.
Andrew, how do you keep the communication along the offensive line strong with some guys rotating in and out, had a few injuries? Is the communication still good with these substitutes, and how do you keep it that way?
Well, it starts with Lamont calling the plays, and then I try to echo, whatever he calls and stuff like that. But I think the communication is pretty good.
How is this year different than last year? I mean, you guys are sitting here 5-0, ranked number 2. I mean, how would you compare the mindset of this year's team versus maybe last year's team at this stage?
I think right now we're still trying to, find our identity on the offensive side of the ball, and that's the only difference.
You've had some coaches already that have said when the first thing they asked about Georgia, they say we got swallowed up. Their offensive line swallowed us up. Is that a pretty nice compliment to hear when you hear each week that you are swallowing somebody up? Is that as good a compliment you can get?
Yeah, that's our goal. To be very physical, to play with great technique, and out hit our opponent.
What were your words of encouragement for Jamari when he did not get in, but Cade did get to fill in?
I just tell him to keep working. Jamari, he understands that he has to improve and get better, and work on his technique to get better. But he's staying engaged and supporting his teammates.
Kirby's philosophy is a lot about just winning both lines of scrimmage. Is that the vision you were sold when you were getting recruited, and has it come to fruition the way you thought, or has it come, has the success come faster than you originally thought?
Yeah, that's what he told us when he was recruiting us. Coach Pitt always talked about being physical and practice every day. That's what we do. So